Today is my birthday. All right, well, maybe not exactly today, but on the day that I post this video, it will be. And I am turning 30. This is my first ever YouTube video, so if you are seeing this, I am just excited and I want to congratulate you on being here for the beginning of what will be an amazing journey for us both. I know that in future videos, I will get into talking more about my life, my story, how I got here, and all of that information, but for right now, there are only three things that you need to know. Number one, my name is Coleman. Number two, I have $3 in my bank account. And number three, I am changing my life. I figure the best way to introduce myself and this channel to you is to not go through the usual rigmarole of my history, my background, and say, welcome to my YouTube channel. Instead, I wanted to give you 30 lessons that I have learned over my 30 years. This is a mixture of quotes and experiences that I've had and just thoughts that I've picked up on that have helped shape me and change my life, and I hope will do the same for you. So let's get into it. Number one, to play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable. This quote comes from the classical era composer Ludwig van Beethoven, and as a musician, this one touches me at the heart. There is a great composer of the 20th century named Leonard Bernstein who once remarked that Beethoven was so gifted as a composer that he always wrote the note that had to come next. And it was as if Beethoven were inextricably linked to the divine, to the universe, that the music flowed through him and Beethoven merely held the quill. Beyond its implications in music, I think that this quote encapsulates how we should live our life. So I rephrase it this way: to err in life is insignificant. To live without passion is inexcusable. A passionate life is the only life worth living. Number two, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. Choose wisely. Number three, our lives are the stories we tell ourselves. We see the universe not as it is, but as we believe it to be. If you tell yourself that you are a failure, if you tell yourself that you are not good at something, if you tell yourself that you can't achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the same is true for the other side. If you tell yourself that you can do something, that you are the person who has whatever it is that you are looking for, and that you have the skills and tools necessary to become that person, then that is what the universe is going to show you. If you choose to tell a story of love, of acceptance, of belonging, then that will become your story. And so for me, I aspire to live a damn good story and one that's worth telling. Number four, never turn down free food or money. Number five, the universe is a mirror. What you see in the external world is a representation of what you are feeling in the internal world. If you are seeing hatred, despair, anger in the external world, that is a manifestation of what you are feeling inside. We are shown what we choose to see. Number six, a bad fisherman in a good spot will catch more fish than a good fisherman in a bad spot. Where you choose to place yourself determines your success. Number seven, retirement is a scam that is forced upon us to keep us tethered to a job, a paycheck, and a pension for our entire lives. Now, that is not to say that it is not important to be planning for your future or to think ahead in terms of securing your financial well-being for the long run. But relying on a job, relying on the stock market, relying on Social Security has proven to be a recipe for disaster. If things like the 2008 housing crisis or if COVID have taught us anything, it's that the systems in place, the enterprises in place that we tend to rely on can vanish overnight. And so when we allow ourselves to be held down, due to the threat of not receiving that or not getting our retirement, or if that is the only reason that you are staying in the job, then that is keeping you from achieving your fullest potential in life. Number eight, you will never experience the past or the future. There is only ever the present moment. This teaching comes from a variety of sources, but one that comes to mind is The Power of Now. And in that book, it discusses this idea that we can postulate on the future all we want to, and we can think about what that looks like, but by the time we get to the future, it's no longer the future, it is the present moment. And the past, dwelling in the past, never does anybody any good. And so, focusing too much on what happened in the past or what may happen in the future, all it does is distract you from the only thing that we truly know, which is the here and now. Number 9, there is an infinite amount of beauty in the world. I have always been obsessed with beauty. Beautiful people, beautiful places, beautiful spaces, beautiful architecture, and I have always had inside of me this quest to find the most beautiful places in the world. One of the marvels of modern technology is that for the first time in human history, we can see what is out there in the rest of the world, and we can actually visit these places. If you think about even just a generation ago, the ability to explore the world was reserved for the wealthiest amongst our society, and the average person never really had the chance to see places like Bali or to go on a safari in Africa. And now, for the first time in human history, we really have the entire world at our fingertips, and I think that that is a beautiful thing. And one of the reasons that I am so determined to see as much of the world as possible is because I feel so grateful and so blessed to exist in a time that that is possible. And because I live in an era where I can truly explore every corner of the globe, I think it's my responsibility to do so. That evolution brought me to this point so that I can see and experience the world. I am the universe experiencing itself, and I owe it to the universe to see and explore as much as is available to me in my short time on this planet. Number 10, most people don't know what they're talking about and don't know what they're doing. We are the product of our experiences. You are the only person that has ever or will ever live your life, and the same is true for every other person on this planet. Give yourself and others grace as we figure it out as we go along. Number 11, you are the universe experiencing itself as a human for a little while. Nobody knows what happens after we die. You can believe whatever you want to, but the truth is, nobody actually knows, because anyone who does know is already dead and can't tell us about it. For all we know, the 80 years or however long we get on this planet is our only opportunity to experience consciousness in this form. The same molecules that make up the entirety of the cosmos, that make up the vastness of the universe, they're the exact same molecules that make up you and me. Don't spend this experience in apathy or in anticipation of an eternity that probably doesn't exist. This gift of consciousness is not to be wasted pining for a life beyond that may never happen, but rather in fully experiencing and embracing what we have while we have it. Number 12, progress is never linear and never goes according to plan. Number 13, life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. What you think affects what you believe. What you believe affects your actions, and your actions determine everything around you. Number 14, money is fake. I don't really know how to explain that, but money is not real. In fact, most things around us are not real. Language is fake. Language is nothing more than a set of arbitrary squiggles that we agreed made certain sounds and that we attached meaning to those certain sounds. It's completely made up. It is just a system that serves a purpose. A tree is not a tree because of some inherent treeness. A tree is a tree because we call it a tree. The color red is not red because of any inherent redness. It is red because we call it red. Everything around you is named and given a value by us. We determine that value. There is nothing inherently valuable or valueless about anything in the universe. And that is true for objects. It is true for actions. It is true for everything around you, that we are the ones ones who attach value to everything around us. Think of money. If we go back to that example, at some point in time, that piece of paper was a tree, okay? And somewhere along the lines, the tree stopped being a tree and became a piece of paper. And that piece of paper had no value until we put some ink on it. And then once we put some ink on it and some little stamps, suddenly it magically has a value. It's fake. It's arbitrary. All money is an agreed upon perceived value exchange. That's all. Number 15. There are two great days in a person's life: the day they were born and the day they figure out why. Number 16. Experience will always trump knowledge, and knowledge rarely changes experience. Knowing that leg day is going to suck doesn't mean it hurts any less. Number 17. We are all creators, and the fastest way out of any mess is to create. If you're feeling down, create. If you're feeling lost, create. If you're feeling happy, create. One of the greatest gifts of being human is that we get to create. And not only that, we get to create the stories that shape our experiences, that shape our lives. Number 18. Sometimes it hurts more to hope, and it hurts more to care. This quote comes from Katara from in my favorite animated series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you know, you know. A good life is not the absence of pain and suffering. To be human is to feel those emotions, just like joy and love. They remind us that we are human. They remind us that we are alive, and we get the gift of feeling these things. To be human is to experience the full range of our emotional spectrum. A rock doesn't have feelings, or at least not that we know about. We get to feel these things, and embracing all components of who we are as people is how we connect with ourselves, and it's what links us all together. Number 19. We are the creators of our own suffering. Number 20. Your day is your life in many. What you do and how you choose to spend it matters. Every yes is a no to something else, and discipline is therefore not just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. Aristotle reminds us we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Number 21. Most issues in life can be solved with a cold beer and a good laugh. Number 22. Longevity and sustainability are the most important factors for almost everything in life. If you can't do it for the long term, you will never achieve success. And if you are left broken and beaten by the end, you wasted your time. Number 23. Learn to embrace silence. We are surrounded by noise. External noise distracts us from the present moment, and internal noise keeps us from inner peace. We fill our calendars, minds, and bodies with junk, and we hang out with friends that leave us feeling empty inside. And most people fill the noise because they are afraid of what they will hear in the silence. We exhaust ourselves with parties and drugs and music and games so that when we lay down at night, we are not forced to confront our inner shadows. Number 24. There are few greater rewards than hiking to the top of a mountain with a good view, and few things are more disappointing than hiking to the top of a mountain with a bad view. I love going hiking. It is one of my favorite hobbies and passions. I've been on several road trips out west, and I have gone to several national parks, and I just love being in the mountains. It is one of my favorite places to be. I've gone to Grand Teton, Glacier National, Rocky Mountain, and I have hiked some really, really tough climbs, but with some of the most rewarding and beautiful views that I've ever seen in my entire life. And even though I came off of several of those hikes with blisters on my feet and had to wrap my toes because I hiked, 20 plus miles in a day up a mountain, I would absolutely do it again because the view was worth it. Then I went on a hike, I think it was last year, on the West Rim Trail in Zion National Park. Absolutely sucked, and I hated my life every moment of it because it was not worth it at the end. And I think that this lesson reminds us that yes, it is about the journey and it's not necessarily about the destination, but having a nice view at the end always helps. Number 25. Music is one of the greatest tools for understanding our relationship with the universe. Music is the balance between sound and silence. Music comes from silence, and after it has ended, it returns to silence. A note only exists for as long as we're able to sustain it, and then it disappears, never to be heard again, because each note after that is a different note. It is a different genesis of energy into the universe. And this is exactly true for our lives, that our lives, we begin in silence, and our time on this planet is just a little blip, and then to silence, to the universe we return. Number 26, The Tomorrow Man Theory by Chuck Hogan. I'm not going to read you the entire passage, though I do recommend you go and look it up, but I am going to read you a little snippet of it. Today, right here, you are who you are. Tomorrow, you will be who you will be. Each and every night, we lie down to die, and each morning we arise, reborn. Now those who are in good spirits, with strong mental health, they look out for their tomorrow man. They eat right today, they drink right today, and they go to sleep early today, all so that tomorrow man, when he awakes in his bed reborn as today man, thanks yesterday man. The thing is, you can't fix the mistakes of yesterday. Yesterday man is dead. He's gone forever, and blame and atonement aren't worth a damn. What you can do is help yourself today. Eat a vegetable, read a book, cut that hair of yours. Leave tomorrow man something more than a headache and a jam-packed colon. Do for tomorrow man what you would have wanted yesterday man to do for you. Number 27. Freedom is found when we accept that we can consciously choose how we experience life one moment at a time. Number 28. Blind adherence to any dogma is the fastest route to a disastrous life. Now, I'm not trying to make anyone upset or angry here, and I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to organized religion that I am sure I will get into at a later point in time. I grew up in a small town in western Kentucky in a very Southern Baptist community, and with that comes, I'm sure, a lot of trauma that I will have to talk about at another point in time. Point being, whatever you choose to believe, doing it in a dogmatic fashion only pigeonholes you, and it only makes your life objectively worse. And regardless of whether it is a religious dogma or a political dogma or even a personal dogma, when it becomes an excuse or a reason to treat other people like shit, we've got a problem. The greatest spiritual teachers throughout history, Jesus, Buddha, any of them, they all taught a very simple message that somehow seems to get lost, which is just be a good person. Number 29, mind your damn business. We've all got shit going on, and most bad things or most issues that happen in life are probably because someone put their nose where it didn't belong. And finally, number 30. Life is an eternal dance of coming and going. People come and go from our lives, sometimes unexpectedly and sometimes without reason. Doors close and doors open, and every end is the beginning of something else. Even death is the beginning of a new part in our journey as energy in the universe. And our job is not to resist this. Our job is not to resist the coming and going nature of the universe or to try and control when doors close and when windows open. Our job is to allow life to close the doors that need to be closed and to open the ones that we need to walk through. So that's it. That is a distillation of wisdom that I have learned in my 30 years on this planet. I hope that that was helpful for you, and I hope that you were able to take away some positive nuggets that you can now apply to your life. Before you go, I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of this video and watching my first video ever, which is really, really exciting, and I'm glad that you are a part of this journey with me. If you want to support me, the best thing that you can do is like, comment, and subscribe. Comment, especially if there's any of these that you want me to go in more depth about. I could make a whole video pretty much on all of these topics. So if there's one that you have questions on, tell me which one was your favorite in the comments. Interact with this post in any way to push it out to people that can also benefit from this. And most importantly, to share this with anyone in your life that you believe needs to hear some of these lessons. You may be asking yourself, how do you change your life with only $3 in your bank account? And the answer is simple. Create. We'll see you next time.
Woo!